We are here at the Embassy of Slovenia, where we are going to interview His Excellency Mr. Roman KIRN, Ambassador of Slovenia in the Netherlands. Excellency, what Poland and Slovenia have in common?
Definitely more than we recognize and more than we admit. Starting with, indeed, that we share the common heritage, the common legacy. That simply cannot be overlooked. Though coming from different directions, but the legacy of communism was common to both our countries. Also, we shared the search for our identity after the fall of communism.
Yes.
We were looking for the way how to reintegrate with Europe. Those were two fronts that we simply were concerned with the same range of problems, looking for answers, solutions, and that brought us closer more than ever. Now, what we have today in common is definitely that we are both Central European countries, and that we both belong to the family that is a family of shared values and interests, as we say. We're both members of EU and both members of NATO. That is a broader circle that brings us together, but what is maybe underestimated, unexploited fact that we should take advantage of, that we indeed belong to the same region, with the same heritage. We have so much in common in terms of culture, in terms of political culture and general culture, in terms of our trade. So bilaterally, all these three areas are extremely well developed, and we are very close partners to Poland. But when it comes to Central Europe, it is important to realize that Central Europe is not only a state of mind. To my mind, that is too narrow description. It's a geopolitical term, and we should act accordingly also, because that means that by definition we have more common interests than with some other regions. You have translated that commonalities very efficiently through Visegrad 4 association. As you know, Slovenia was always very close to this association, and maybe now, after some time distance, after more than 20 years, that we should even work harder to bring other Central European countries under this umbrella of closer cooperation. That needs not to be institutionalized, but in a way that we would be able more efficiently to define our common interest and to defend our common interest within a larger family of EU and NATO. When it comes to EU, we should not be over-romantic. This is something that we value highly, no doubt. For us, for Slovenia, EU is really the proper solution, how to preserve our not only independence, but also our identity, to ensure our progress within this family of EU Union. But again, within the EU, there are different groupings, different interests, and here I believe Central European countries have a good reason, a good opportunity to exercise their interest and thus to contribute to the development of the EU at large.
And maybe to promote the knowledge about Central and Eastern Europe, because not that much is known here in the Netherlands about Central and Eastern Europe. The countries are mixed up, everything is called Eastern Europe.
Well, that is something, when I said at the beginning that we cannot bypass our common legacy, because obviously this separation, so to say, figuratively described by the Berlin Wall, though Slovenia was not exactly on the other side of the Berlin Wall, but But on a symbolic level, this separation brought a great damage to Europe at large. This separation was too long and too deep, and the consequences of that has not been remedied yet. And that's the problem. We tend to believe that with the EU enlargement, great enlargement, 2004, that we have, overcome this division. Now, 12 years after, we can only see that this enlargement has not been properly consumed. And one of the side effects of this unfulfilled process is that also in Netherlands, many still are thinking in terms of East and West. What I'm saying is that this divide, that this thinking in terms of new members or Eastern members of the European Union versus old Western members is damaging to the EU, and politically we should recognize this as a problem, and we should do something to give away with this kind of understanding.
Yes, and now on a lighter note, Slovenia is a fantastic touristic place. I know it, I've been there already several times alone and with my family, so you do not have to persuade me. But how would you persuade audience, people who are watching us, to come to Slovenia? What it has to offer?
Well, I always say that we were blessed by God giving us a piece of everything in such small piece of land, so that everybody can find a comfort within a one-day distance, so to say. I used to say that what is so specific about Slovenia is its striking diversity. In such small area, you experience completely different environments, climate conditions, so that you can experience that pleasures within the very short time of all kinds. And that is what makes a quality of life, which we cherish quite highly in Slovenia, so high, because you can enjoy the benefits of the environment, of the nature, very close to your home, whichever direction you turn, either from the Alpine region, or to the Adriatic Sea, or to the Pannonian Plains, to Karst region, which is very, very specific, to vineyards regions. So this is within the reach of everybody. So, because I lived in the United States quite a lot of time, I know that country is beautiful, but it takes time to get there. In Slovenia, you can, from the capital, you can go skiing in half an hour to 1 hour, ultimately. You can have a coffee along the Mediterranean coast in 1 hour from the capital. So that is something that makes people happy, and visitors, of course, are discovering Slovenia through such eyes, bringing them comfort on all levels of interest.
So Central and Eastern Europe is a fantastic region, and Slovenia is definitely a place to visit, not only for a holiday in the summer, the whole year round. Make sure you will come there. Thank you.